my channel. I just wanted to go live. I haven't been live in a minute, and I saw a video. I'm always seeing something, and I want to talk about it. It's called Sin Sod. Any of you guys know what Sin Sod is? I don't have nobody in the chat yet, but Sin Sod is almost like a dowry. I'm Muslim, so I understand exactly what it is. It's like a dowry. And in Thailand, you know, it's just like any other, like Islam. The two families sit together and they come up with a number, one that's reasonable and good for both. And then the money is given to the woman's family. Now, depending on what their situation is, they may keep the money, they may give it to the girl, they may give it to both of y'all, give it back. It just depends on their situation. But it's a sign of respect to show that you can take care of a woman, and it's also shows that you are responsible as a man to take care of a woman. But the money can be given back to the woman, or it can be given back to the both of y'all. It just depends on the family situation. Sin Sod. It's a Thai tradition and very similar to what we call a dowry in Islam. Yeah. But I wanted to talk about that, but I wanted to talk about some other things too as well. A lot of you guys that come over to Thailand, most of these women, that's what they want. I don't care what they're doing, they want to get married. That's their end goal. It's just, to me, a lot of the things that they're doing. Well, I don't know all the Thai women. I'm just talking about my surroundings here in Pattaya. It just is very hard for a man to accept that that's what a woman wants when her actions to you seem different. But a lot of these women come from Isan and they come from bad situations where the families are poor, and so they do what they have to do to survive. And that's just what it is. I've come to respect and understand that. But one of the things that I don't understand is that if you understand that as a man and you understand what the woman's doing and you can't get her out of that situation, you can't afford to step up and get her out of that situation, but the woman still likes you, you still like her. It's not really a good remedy for a good ending, because a lot of times, as men, we can't see that. We can't see our woman with no other person. I don't care what the situation is. And a lot of times they don't understand why you can't understand it, because in their minds they're saying they're just working. I'm working. I'm not, I'm working. I got to take care of my children if they have children from a past relationship, or if they are just taking care of parents, you know. But it's really a sad situation. It's one of the situations that really, it dwells on me so much that I've even thought about leaving Thailand because of that, or even leaving Pattaya, not maybe necessarily Thailand, because it just, this situation here in Pattaya, everybody is here for working, and you can't really find a serious relationship here. It's not a place to really look for a serious relationship, because ain't nobody really serious here. Everybody is here just trying to work, trying to get money, send home to the family, take care of the kids. And it reminds me of a lot of places I've been. Dominican Republic, for instance. Girls go to Sosua, Boca Chica, they go to work. They don't tell the family what kind of work. They just say they got a job and they sending money home. You know, it's just a lot of guys get hooked because if you're dating a woman that's 20 or 30 years younger than you, regardless of whatever she's doing, it seems like a good situation for you. But then it's a bad situation when you look at it, or when you start getting into your feelings. Like, do I really want to be involved in this, or can I trust her? Is this just a short term solution to her problems, or is this going to be ongoing? Which, is understandable. I wish you guys hit the like. I had 10 people in here, now I only have 3. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you. 24 in the house. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. I am from Newark, New Jersey. I call myself the Newark Kid. And what I'm talking about is Sin Sod. This is like a dowry in Thailand. It's just like a dowry in any other country. I'm Muslim, so I understand about dowry. You have to, give the family money for the woman. Doesn't mean that it has to be a lot of money. It just all depends on the situation. I guess if she's very young, if she's a wholesome woman, like she still has her virginity intact, then I can understand paying a nice amount of money for this woman, you know. But if she's got 3, 4 babies and she's an older woman, and I don't see how you can be looking for a big dowry in a situation like that. You guys, please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. I appreciate it. It just helps the algorithm. It helps me grow as a channel. It helps me to be able to travel and show you guys different content, different places and spaces. You know, uh, but this is something that I wanted to talk about because a lot of guys come to Thailand and they just think it's really just about having a good time and doing what you do. And ain't nothing wrong with that either. If that's just what you want to do. But like I said, I live here, so after a while that gets old. It gets old, gets real old. Because you want to be with somebody on a serious level, and you want to be with somebody that you feel like you can trust. You want to trust her. Every man is. We were born to be with women. Women were born to be with men. You know, and that's just the way it is. I mean, everybody wants to be in a situation, even if they say they don't. Because after a while, it just gets old and boring just to be sitting, watching baseball or watching basketball on TV or going to the swimming pool or even going to the beach. After a while, a lot of these things is like repetitious. You just seem like you're doing the same old thing, trying to find something to do to waste your time, even if that means healthy things like going to the gym every day or taking long walks every day. Which is some of the things that I'm learning to try to do and not think about being in situations with women, because the only situations that are really here are situations where you're spending money. You know, that's what it is. You over here. You see pretty women. They want to go out to eat. They want to go somewhere. They want to go to the beach. If you go to the beach, you're gonna spend some money. If it ain't nothing but some food and some drinks, you gonna get it. And then you go to the beach, you gotta get a chair. That's 100 baht. It's not a lot of money, but if you start adding money up, it's just like any other place in the world. You spend money, you keep spending money, and then it starts to add up. even a little bit of money starts to add up after a while. Yeah. So I just want you guys to realize that even though girls out here may be working or doing whatever they're doing, they all looking to get married. They're still women. They don't want to be in the situations they're in. They're looking for somebody to save them, get them out of the situation they're in. I mean, who wouldn't? You know, who wants to be in a bad situation? I left America because I felt like that was a bad situation for me. I left America to come to Thailand because I felt like this was a better situation than America. America's situation for me was it just seems hopeless. You know, working, working, working to pay bills, bills, bills. And this is my thing, and I try to tell people about leaving America. It's because everything is so expensive. I saw a YouTube channel today, Chocolate Man, James Casino. He man in the van or whatever he want to call himself now, but he had two bags. He went to the supermarket. I think he's in California somewhere, but he spent $166 for two bags of groceries. That's what I'm talking about. Like everything, like a cup of coffee in America is $5 at Starbucks, and I think that's like a small. You know, everything is more expensive at home. You know, like here, you say you go out and you spend $20, and you might say, "Wow, I spent 700 baht," which is not a lot of money. But if you spend 700 baht every day, it's $600 a month. You know, if you and then if you spend more than that, then it just starts to add up. Money it adds up no matter where you are. You know, it's very cheap to survive and live in Thailand. But if you go out every day and you spend money, you're gonna see it at the end of the day. You be like, wow, I spent 3,000 baht, or I spent 2,000 baht, or I spent, you know. I hear guys even talking about hanging out. You know, you go out and you drinking and you spend $100. It don't seem like a lot of money, but if you do it every day, that means you spent $3,000 every month just drinking. Something that you don't need to be doing anyway, killing your liver. You know, sometimes you just got to take a break from everything, you know. And that's just the way life is, you know. Too much of anything is too bad for you, you know. So you got to take everything in moderation. But that's what my sermon was today. I still didn't get one like. It was about Sin Sod. Sin Sod. It's Thailand version of a dowry, as we say in the Islamic world. We say dowry. Uh, they still look at that. If you want to marry a woman, they want you to pay a dowry. I heard a young lady told me she had $1 million, but she was in her 20s when she got this $1 million. She was like 20 years old. She said she got married. She didn't have any babies. She probably was a virgin, and the guy paid 1 million baht. Now, I don't know how much 1 million baht was at that time when she got married, but right now, 1 million baht is like $26,000, 25, 26,000. You know, I remember when I got married in Morocco, and my wife was a virgin, and this was in 1997. I paid 1,000 US, $1,000, and that was because I knew her uncle, and they probably figured it's a good situation for her, which it is. She's still in America. We got divorced maybe 10 years later, but I have two beautiful children with her, and you know, $1,000 ain't a lot of money, man. It still ain't really a lot of money now if you look at it, especially to get a virgin. But I don't know if you can get a virgin in Thailand for no $1,000. $1,000 might be cutting it a little bit close here in Thailand. Unless her family is wealthy, if her family is wealthy and they see that you have enough wealth to take care of her the way that they've been taking care of her, they may accept $1,000. And they may take the $1,000 and give it back to her. This is something that they do too. They give it back to the girl, or they may give it back to the couple. But really, it's a family. Even though most men here that's from other countries are not here with their families, so they're here speaking for themselves. But in Thailand, tradition is the two families get together and they come up with the amount of the Sin Sod. Please hit the like button as you're coming in. Subscribe to the channel. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate all you guys. I am Newark Kid. I'm from Newark, New Jersey. That's why I say the Newark Kid. I'm from Newark, New Jersey. And I'm here today talking about Sin Sod. Sin Sod is a dowry here in Thailand. You guys coming in, please hit the like button. I see guys coming in, coming out. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers. I really appreciate it if you guys can share, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And if you really want to help the channel, I got Cashapp, PayPal, all in the description. Cashapp is $MUHWLL 5865. PayPal at capital MUHAMMAD capital WILLIAMS 836. So before I get off track, I'm talking about Sin Sod. It's a dowry. It's what they call Sin Sod in Thailand. And it's where both sides, the woman's family and the men's family, they get together and they come up with a number of what you as a man is going to pay to marry this woman. Thanks for watching the channel, guys. I hope you guys are subscribing to the channel. I hope you guys like my content. I hope you guys are sharing my videos. And I hope you guys are tuning in and checking out my content. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Please like and share the video. So, Wadi Kap.